Have you ever set a big goal, full of enthusiasm, only to find yourself struggling to maintain momentum just a few weeks later?
Yeah, or felt completely overwhelmed by the idea of making massive changes in your life. It's pretty common.
Exactly. Well, today we're taking a deep dive into the practical wisdom of James Clear's groundbreaking book, Atomic Habits, Building Lasting Change.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just about New Year's resolutions, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a complete mental shift in how we approach personal growth.
It really is.
We're going to unpack Clear's core message that these small, consistent changes, what he calls atomic habits, are basically the secret to unlocking extraordinary long-term results.
Yeah, what's fascinating here, I think, is that Clear moves beyond just motivation. He gives us this scientifically backed framework.
Right.
It helps us understand not just what to do, but why these tiny steps are so profoundly effective. It's really about building a system, not just relying on willpower, which we all know can fail us.
A system. Okay. I like that.
Yeah. So we'll explore the power of tiny habits, the simple four-law framework for behavior change he lays out, and also how aligning your habits with your identity can make all the difference.
Okay, let's unpack that core idea first then. The power of tiny habits. Cleary argues that success isn't about one huge transformative event, but it's actually the product of daily small habits, like really small.
Almost unnoticeable sometimes.
He even gives us this powerful math lesson. Improving by just 1% every single day leads to really significant long-term gains, like 37 times better over a year, he calculates.
It's astonishing when you see the numbers.
And conversely, neglecting those small habits, that leads to negative outcomes, a decline.
That compounding effect is really the core of it. It's a lot like compound interest in finance, isn't it?
Exactly.
These tiny improvements just accrue over time, often really subtly. You might not even notice them day to day.
Right.
Which, raises an important question. Why do we often overlook these small changes? Why do we go for the grand gestures instead?
Yeah, why do we do that?
Well, Clear talks about something called the plateau of latent potential.
Okay.
And it basically explains why change isn't always immediately visible. You might feel like you're putting in the work, but you're not making progress for a while.
Stuck on that plateau.
Exactly. But consistency is absolutely key during that time. The breakthroughs, they come after this period of seemingly latent growth you have to push through.
So it's about trusting the process, even when you can't see the results yet.
Precisely. Patience is crucial.
That makes sense.
Oh.
It's easy to get discouraged otherwise. So, okay, how do we actually do this then? How do we stick with it through that plateau?
Right. And Clear doesn't leave us hanging there. He introduces a really simple, actionable framework. It's designed to build good habits and, importantly, break bad ones, too.
The 4 laws.
The 4 laws of behavior change, yeah. You can think of this as your personal blueprint for mastering habits.
Okay, a blueprint. Let's break it down.
So these laws are designed to make habit formation as frictionless as possible, to make it easier to do the right thing.
Less friction, okay.
The first law is make it obvious.
Make it obvious.
This one is all about designing your environment. We often underestimate how much our surroundings influence our choices,
Definitely.
So by making the cues for your good habits more visible, more obvious, you're essentially making good behavior the path of least resistance. Put the fruit bowl on the counter, not hidden away.
Or, like I do, put the running shoes right by the door.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. You see them, you're reminded.
It works. But what if the habit isn't, fun? Just seeing running shoes doesn't always make me want to run.
Well, that leads us nicely into the second law. Make it attractive.
Okay.
This taps into our motivation, our desire. Clear suggests pairing a habit you need to do with something you actually want to do. He calls it temptation bundling.
Temptation bundling. I like that.
Yeah. So maybe you only let yourself watch your favorite Netflix show while you're on the exercise bike.
Huh? Okay, I see.
Or listen to a specific podcast only when you go for that run. You associate the habit with something enjoyable, increasing your desire to actually do it.
Makes sense. Linking it to a reward.
An immediate one, ideally. Then comes the third law. Make it easy.
Easy sounds good.
It's crucial. The goal is to reduce friction as much as possible. Break your habits down into incredibly small, manageable steps, like almost ridiculously small.
How small are we talking?
He talks about the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do.
2 minutes.
Yep. So instead of read for an hour before bed, the habit is read one page. Instead of do yoga for 30 minutes, it's take out the yoga mat.
Okay, so it's just about starting.
Precisely. Make it so easy you can't not do it. It overcomes that initial inertia, that resistance we all feel.
That initial hurdle is often the hardest part.
It really is. And once you've started, once you've read that one page, you might just keep going. But the win isn't starting.
Got it. Obvious, attractive, easy. What's the last one?
The fourth law is make it satisfying.
Satisfying.
This law ensures the habit actually sticks for the long haul. There needs to be some kind of immediate reward or a positive feedback loop.
Because our brains like instant gratification.
Exactly. We're wired for it.
Sure.
So find a way to make the new habit immediately rewarding. This helps reinforce the behavior.
Like what kind of reward?
It could be something simple, like a mental pat on the back, or maybe putting a check mark on a habit tracker. Seeing that chain of successes build up is surprisingly satisfying.
The habit tracker. Don't break the chain.
Exactly. That visual progress provides an immediate sense of accomplishment, which reinforces the loop. Obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying. That's the core framework.
That's a really practical set of tools. But then Clear goes even deeper, doesn't he, into the psychology, talking about identity-based habits.
Yes, and this is where it gets really interesting, I think. It moves beyond just the mechanics to, like, the psychology behind it all.
Right.
Clear suggests shifting our focus from what we want to achieve the outcomes to who we want to become, our identity.
So less, I want to lose weight, and more.
More, I'm a healthy person. Or instead of, I want to finish writing this novel, it's, I am a writer.
Okay, that feels like a bigger shift.
It's fundamental because when your habits align with your self-image, with the kind of person you see yourself as, they become far more sustainable.
Why is that?
Because performing the habit isn't just about getting an outcome anymore. It's about reinforcing your identity. Every time a healthy person eats a nutritious meal, it reinforces that identity. Every time a writer sits down to write, even just for 2 minutes, it reinforces that identity.
You're basically casting votes for the type of person you want to be with each small action.
That's a great way to put it. You're embodying the change. It's incredibly powerful.
And to make these new identity-aligned habits stick, he offers another technique, right? Habit stacking.
Yes, habit stacking is fantastic because it leverages your existing routines, things you already do without thinking.
How does that work?
You simply link a new habit you want to form to an existing habit you already do consistently. The existing habit becomes the cue for the new one.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Instead of just vaguely trying to meditate each day, you'd stack it. You'd say, after I brush my teeth, existing habit, I will meditate for 2 minutes, new habit.
Okay. So
Yeah.
brushing your teeth automatically triggers the meditation habit.
Precisely. Or, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I will write down one thing I'm grateful for. It slots the new habit seamlessly into your existing daily flow.
That makes it much harder to forget, I
Much
imagine.
harder. It reduces the decision fatigue and makes the new habit feel more automatic over time.
Okay, so we've covered tiny habits, the 4 laws, identity, habit stacking. If we pull this all together, what are the major takeaways for someone listening who wants to make a change?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's truly internalizing that success is the product of daily habits, not those once-in-a-lifetime transformations we often chase.
1% improvements.
Yeah, exactly. Those small, incremental gains add up to significant progress. So, maybe ask yourself, why are you so drawn to the big fix when consistency in small things is what really works?
That's a really good question to reflect on. It challenges how we usually think about achieving goals.
It does. And secondly, really grasp how crucial your environment is. It's either helping you or hindering you, often without you realizing it.
So be intentional about designing your space.
Actively design it. Make the good cues obvious, the bad cues invisible. It's one of the most powerful things you can control.
Okay.
And finally, don't underestimate habit tracking and accountability. Making your progress visible, like we said with the 4th law, make it satisfying is key. It keeps you going.
Seeing that progress even when it feels slow.
It provides that necessary feedback loop.
Now, what about the other side of the coin? Breaking bad habits. Because that's often just as hard, if not harder, than building good ones.
Absolutely. And Clear gives us a very clever way to approach this. You just invert the 4 laws.
Invert them. How so?
Okay, so to break a bad habit, first law becomes make it invisible instead of obvious. Get the cues out of your sight. If you eat too many cookies, don't keep them in the house.
Makes sense. Out of sight, out of mind.
Second law, make it unattractive. Find ways to associate the bad habit with negative feelings or consequences. Remind yourself of the downsides.
Okay.
Third law, make it difficult. Add friction. Make it harder to do the bad habit. If you waste time on social media apps, delete them from your phone. Make yourself log in via a browser. That extra step can be enough of a deterrent.
Adding barriers.
Exactly. And finally, fourth law, make it unsatisfying. Ensure there's no immediate reward. Maybe you have an accountability partner you have to report to, or even a habit contract with a small penalty if you slip up.
So you're essentially making the bad habit the path of most resistance.
That's the goal. Make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. It's the mirror image of building good habits.
Wow. This whole deep dive into atomic habits really makes it clear, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Change doesn't have to be this monumental, painful overhaul.
Not at all.
It really starts with those tiny, consistent steps. It makes personal development feel much more achievable and sustainable for pretty much anyone.
And the beauty of these strategies is how practical and science-based they are.
Worthy.
It's not just motivational fluff. It's a real toolkit.
Right.
So whether you're, already good at setting goals or maybe you feel completely stuck, this framework gives you tools to actually redesign your habits for success that lasts.
It's a good reminder that, every big leap starts with lots of small steps.
Many small, deliberate steps taken consistently.
So maybe here's a final thought for you, the listener, to consider as you think about all this. If the goal isn't just about achieving one specific outcome, but it's about becoming a different type of person through your habits.
The identity shift.
Yeah. What's one tiny, almost ridiculously small action you could take today that aligns with the identity you actually want to build for yourself? What's that first 1% improvement you can make right now?